It's late at night. You've had a long day. Your phone is buzzing with notifications. Your to-do list is overflowing. And you want to somehow enjoy your free time. But instead of doom scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, or diving into some competitive shooter, you open Stardew Valley, a short hike, Animal Crossing, or even Fields of Mistria. You start watering your crops or exploring the world, and suddenly the noise fades away. You feel calm, safe, happy. There's simply something quietly powerful about cozy games. At first glance, they might seem simple, low stakes farming, decorating rooms, running a sleepy cafe, but beneath the surface, they're tapping into something deeply psychological. Cozy games offer players a sense of agency, mastery, and progress. In a world that feels safe and predictable, they gently mirror the rituals of real life, tidying up, planting seeds, chatting with neighbors and friends, but strip away the chaos, pressure, and unpredictability. This sense of control and comfort can feel like a form of digital self-care, especially in a time when the outside world feels increasingly overwhelming. But why do these simple games feel so powerful? If you played a cozy game before, it's something that you probably asked yourself at one point. Well, let's see. For much of gaming history, the biggest hits have revolved around adrenaline-fueled competition, reflex-heavy combat, or sprawling high-stakes adventures. Whether it was first-person shooters, online battle arenas, or massive open-world RPGs, success was often measured by speed, precision, and how many times you could outplay your opponent. But quietly, almost imperceptibly at first, a gentler genre began to carve out its own space. Can you guess what it is? If you guessed cozy games, you are correct. These weren't games that ask you to win, they asked you to exist. And over time, especially since the early 2020s, cozy games have blossomed from niche curiosity into a mainstream movement. The COVID-19 pandemic actually marked a massive turning point. As the world shut down and routines collapsed, people began looking for ways to feel grounded and soothed. That's when cozy games exploded in popularity. Animal Crossing New Horizons, Stardew Valley, and Spiritfarer became comfort blankets during global uncertainty. Players turned to games not to only escape reality through fantasy, but to recreate an idealized version of everyday life, and soon an entire aesthetic followed. On TikTok and Instagram, the hashtag cozy desk setup became a trend. Gamers were now proudly showcasing soft lighting, warm drinks, and gently glowing monitors, running soft-toned, slow-paced games. But these games aren't just comforting. They're addictive too. The loop of planting crops, upgrading furniture, or managing a peaceful shop taps into the same psychological satisfaction we get from crossing off to-do lists or organizing a drawer. Every day feels like progress, and because cozy games rarely penalize you for failure, they invite you to stay longer and return more often. It's no wonder people pour hundreds of hours into games where nothing really happens. It turns out that nothing happening might be exactly what we needed all along. And for many players, cozy games offer more than a pastime. They offer lifestyle. They encourage slow living, mindfulness, and appreciation for the small things. They turn mundane tasks like sweeping the floor or petting a cat into moments of joy. In a world where everything feels urgent and optimized, cozy games whisper something different. You're doing just fine. Take your time and enjoy the process. That's not just gameplay, it's philosophy. At their core, cozy games are about feeling safe. That's a powerful promise in a world where many people live with daily stress, anxiety, and burnout. These games act as emotional counterweights to the real world. They let us retreat, not too high, but to recharge. When life feels like a storm, cozy games are the quiet cabin in the woods. With low stakes and no real consequences, they allow us to exist in a place where we always welcome, never judged, and always in control. This psychological safety, this predictability, is what makes them so uniquely healing. They're not about escaping a reality entirely, but about reshaping it into something softer, slower, and more forgiving. This very idea is central to the Wholesome Games, a community that champions games centered around kindness, empathy, and emotional well-being. But let's ask ourselves, what makes a cozy game actually cozy? Well, there's usually no combat, no timers counting down, and no complex skill trees demanding optimization. Instead, you get loops that reward small, consistent effort. Planting seeds, brewing tea, customizing a cottage, or running a quiet shop. These mechanics are designed to offer flow, that sweet spot between engagement and relaxation. Time often moves slowly or is controlled entirely by the player. There is no rush, no wrong moves. Everything is built to nurture rather than challenge, which makes the experience feel affirming and accessible. Whether you're an experienced gamer or picking up a controller for the first time, cozy games welcome you with open arms. Now that we got that out of the way, we have another thing to address. Are cozy games actually purely cozy? Well, let's take Stardew Valley, a titan of the genre. On the surface, it's soothing. You grow crops, decorate your home, talk to villagers, but it also includes deadlines, stamina management, social obligations, and mining dungeons. For some players, that pressure breaks the cozy illusion. Animal Crossing can become a core when perfectionism creeps in, when your island must be aesthetic enough for Instagram. Even games like Unpacking or Cozy Grove sometimes introduce subtle emotional or mechanical friction. The point is, what feels cozy is subjective. A game that feels relaxing to one player might feel overwhelming to another. That tension between calm and control is part of what makes the genre so fascinating. A very important thing that I haven't mentioned so far, visuals and audio. They play a massive role in cozy games. Soft visuals, pastel palettes, hand-drawn art styles, they all communicate warmth and safety. You are rarely in dark or harsh environments. UI elements are often minimal, intuitive, and non-intrusive, letting you focus on the world instead of stats or menus. Music tends to be gentle, often looping ambient tracks, acoustic instruments, or lo-fi beats. Sound design emphasizes the tiny pleasures. A soft click when placing an object, the rustle of leaves, the pitter-patter of rain. All of this creates an atmosphere that invites players to settle in, not push through. The aesthetics aren't just window dressing, they're fundamental to how cozy games feel. One of the most surprising elements of cozy games is how social they are. Not inside the game necessarily, but around them. Subreddits like r/cozygamers, streams on Twitch, cozy-themed YouTube channels, and TikToks have turned these gentle experiences into something communal. Players share their home layouts, gardening tips, favorite villagers, and cozy desk setups. There's a sense of mutual celebration, of finding joy in the same small, quiet things. In many ways, cozy games are less about escapism and more about connection with the world, with others, and with ourselves. They allow players to create worlds and identities they can be proud of, then invite others in to admire them. There's also a powerful nostalgic thread running through cozy games. Whether it's the pixel art of Harvest Moon-like titles, or the schoolyard simplicity of playing house, cozy games tap into a feeling from childhood. Safety, routine, and wonder. The mechanics reinforce this too. Most cozy games rely on cycles, planting and harvesting, waking and sleeping, decorating or redecorating. These loops build rhythm and stability. They offer feedback without pressure, letting you feel accomplished in ways the real world sometimes fails to provide. Crafting, cooking, fishing, befriending NPCs, these tasks give purpose, but never stress. And that balance, more than anything, is what makes a game feel cozy. Cozy games aren't just a fleeting trend. They're a growing movement, redefining what video games can be. In a world that often feels chaotic, they offer comfort, control, and quiet joy. As more players seek meaningful, low-pressure experiences, and as communities like Wholesome Games continue to spotlight thoughtful developers, the future of cozy gaming looks brighter and softer than ever. Whether you're farming pixels or arranging virtual bookshelves, one thing's clear. Cozy games aren't just about escaping life, they're about making space to breathe within it. And that's it. Looks like this is my shortest video for now. Maybe not in the terms of the length of the video, but it definitely has the shortest amount of text. Anyways, it was really fun to write this actually, and I hope you liked it. I'll see you in the next one.